Step 8, Reznov! Freedom! For you, Mason! Not for me! Reznov!
And that was the last you saw of Viktor Reznov.
Yes. At least for a while.
Would you believe me if I told you Viktor Reznov from Black Ops 1 never actually died? Mason does escape, and we know Reznov doesn't, and it's assumed he's killed by the pursuing Soviet soldiers. There's also the fact that we see his car get blocked off. We don't see any gunfire or Reznov die or them dragging him out. We just see his car get blocked off. Now let's talk about John Trent. And John Trent is a character mentioned in the Call of Duty Black Ops 1 data servers or the terminal, and he writes a single letter to JFK the day before he was assassinated, telling him victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice. He also writes multiple letters to Jason Hudson. So let's take a look at all the emails Reznov or John Trent sends to Jason Hudson. You don't know me, but I know Alex Mason. You will learn to trust me. Everything changes on Friday. This one by itself doesn't really mean too much at surface level, but when you look at it a little closer, it will kind of add on to the other quotes we will be looking at. For example, if anyone would know about Dragovich's plan to assassinate JFK, it kind of would make sense that Reznov might know something, seeing how they served together. They could have common friends or servicemen, and we literally see that in Black Ops 1 in the mission Nova 6. So with Reznov not being dead, it's pretty plausible that someone who survived the Nova 6 mission, being one of the other Soviet soldiers there, could have gave Viktor some information regarding this attack. It was by the hand of Nikita Dragovich. This is just the beginning. They are everywhere. Start at Vorkuta. Two escaped the breakout. You know one of them. The other one just died. And again, this goes back to Reznov clearly already having insight because he already knows who's behind the JFK assassination and clearly knows about the sleeper cells Dragovich is using. Also, John Trent knows about the Vorkuta escape. Mind you, if you're not from Russia or you aren't in Vorkuta at the time, there's no way you would really know about that. And the only friendly Russian we have is Weaver, and obviously he's an ally, so he wouldn't be using a fake alias like John Trent. So this clearly points towards being Viktor Reznov, and I'm aware that it says one died, and I think it doesn't mean he actually died. It more means that's just what everyone thinks. Her name is Evelyn Cross. The photo is for your eyes only. This will be my last letter for quite some time. When the time comes, you will know what to do. Honestly, I didn't even write a script down for this one because I don't know who the fuck this is. And this is my first time even knowing, or I guess seeing Evelyn Cross. But this doesn't really mean anything if I'm being honest. Obviously, this is kind of just like a new character introduced, but there's no type of context clues you could really get from this. So, I think I'm gonna skip on this. Unless you could pull something out from here, but in going to the wiki, as you see, there's no affiliations, obviously, except John Trent, who's obviously Viktor Reznov, but it doesn't actually name drop Viktor Reznov. And there's no other affiliation to any other Russian. Please tell Mason one last thing. This time, it's freedom for the both of us.
Mason, go! Your turn! Come on! Step 8, Reznov! Freedom! For you, Mason! Not for me!
Now, with that clip being played, I don't think I really need to give an explanation, but I will. Obviously, at the end of the Vorkuta mission, the whole goal was for them to escape, but Reznov's real goal was just to get Mason out after he basically reprograms Mason's brainwashing done by Dragovich. So then this time when he's talking about freedom for both of us, he's talking about they could both be free instead of him being left behind at Vorkuta and being captured again and presumed dead. So going over all this evidence, this really just does support that Viktor Reznov is alive, but he's just like a super background character, kind of like Ryan Jackson. Victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice.
Reznov, your men must know this is suicide.
Victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice, Mason. We Russians know this better than anyone.
And this goes right back to what he was saying about JFK, because once Dragovich assassinated JFK, and if the world would have found out, we would have hunted Dragovich down, or the US would have hunted Dragovich down, and then the world could have been free of his tyranny. Just like how the Russians are trying to break out right here so they could be free. It really just correlates in a way, and it's a drawback right up to this Vorkuta mission. You know, he plays kind of a pivotal role almost, but you just don't see him at all unless you kind of know what to look for in the lore. Thank you so much for watching.